I think that we're doing it wrong. I think that sometimes church wants to gather around church and stick close and not let the outside world in and not let non-believers corrupt our circle. And we try to, we have Bible study with believers, and we have small group with believers, and we go to church with believers, and we spend Wednesday night with believers, and we don't venture out into the world. And I believe we're getting it wrong if that's how we're doing it. What I know about this church is that's not what you're about. What I believe that we should be about is coming together as a church, getting the knowledge and the courage that we need to learn about Jesus and to know how he lived, and then to go out where there are no believers, to go out where you know someone needs what you have, and where you're away from the safety net and the comforts of the church and the comforts of knowing that everyone that you're with believes what you believe. And that's when you shine. That's when you live. That's when you show someone else who Jesus is. And that's what the church is about. I've learned, thank you. I've learned a lot recently about being my true self. For years and years, I believed people were drawn to me because I played in the NFL. I believed that people were drawn to me because I had money, or because I had a position of power or a position of influence. And I like to play that role. I like to fill that, what I believe was the perception that people had of me. I wanted to be that superstar NFL player. I wanted to be the big shot. I wanted to be the man of influence and power. But I've learned through my retirement and through some tough circumstances in my life that the best thing that I can ever do, and the best thing that you can ever do, is be your true self. God made you in a way that is unique and special. He made me in a way that's unique and special. Now, he gave me some abilities athletically to shine on the football field. But that's not what makes me who I am. What makes me who I am is the person that I am. What makes you special is the person that you are. And we're called by God to use those gifts and abilities that he's given us to shine for him, for no other reason. And I can say that because I've been at the top of the world in the NFL. I've had everything that every young man wants. And that's not it. But where I find my truest joy is when I am as real to myself as I can be. All else stripped away. All the worldly things of fame and fortune and success stripped away, when I'm just me. And I hope you can learn to be honest with yourself about who you are. Because it's who you are that will reach the people that are unreachable. A lot of us, we think we need to be more educated in the Bible. We think we need to be more, I'm just not a good speaker. I don't know how to answer those questions. I don't know how I would bring the gospel to that person. But what I'm learning more and more, and what I encourage people to do more and more, is to just be you. Because where you are in your walk with God, where you are in your spiritual journey, that's exactly where you need to be. And that's exactly where that person that you need to talk to, that you need to befriend, that you need to show some love to, that's exactly what they need to see. They don't need a preacher. They don't need someone who's been to seminary. They need you, who's a real person that lives right next to them, that goes to school with them, that works with them, that they can see on an everyday basis. And they don't have to say, well, that person, you're a pastor. Of course you believe that. No, they see your struggles. They see you every day. I think about the legacy that we'll leave. And if you can look at yourself and understand that there's something much bigger than you happening, then that's when great things go. that's when great things happen. And it's that realization that we're all a part of a bigger picture. It's not about one individual. It's not about even the leader of your church. It's about all of us together and what we can do to impact this community for Christ. I was thinking about Ty, and I was trying to imagine what he was like and why people were so drawn to him. And I was praying, and the only thing that kept coming to my mind was Jesus. And I thought, you know what? It's kind of like Jesus. People were just drawn to him. Wherever he went, they followed him. Whenever he spoke, they listened. And I imagine that that's what Ty was like. Wherever he went, people wanted to be. And whenever he was trying to play a game of basketball, everyone probably wanted to be on his team. I wanted to encourage you guys today. That's what it's about. How are you living your life? It's not what you have to offer, it's what you give. It's who you are when people show up. For a long time, people were drawn to me, and I would turn them away. I would judge them, and I would, for one reason or another, not let them close. For one reason or another, I would push them away. But I've learned to embrace the people that come to me. I've learned to embrace the gift that it is to attract somebody. Are you someone who attracts people? And when they come, how do you treat them? Do you love them unconditionally? I imagine Ty and I imagine Jesus, and when the people came, it wasn't the church that came. It was all kinds. It was all people. They were drawn to him. He had something special. It was the way that he walked, the way that he lived out what he spoke. Are you someone who walks the walk and talks the talk? Do you follow you up with your words, what your actions are saying? That's who I try to be. That's who I want to be. I want to encourage you guys to be like that, because that is the way that we reach people. That's the way that we love people. And when they follow, when they show up, that's when Jesus shows up, because you are Jesus to those people. You are the words, you are the actions. And when I think about Ty and I think about Jesus, I think that's what we all need to aspire to be, is someone in our own gifts and abilities, in our own little circle, whether that's a big influence or whether it's just a small few people. Whatever it is for you, whatever those gifts and abilities are for you, use them to attract people out of a genuine heart of love, out of a genuine spirit of joy, that people see you and they smile, that people look forward to seeing you when you walk down the hall, that you bring that joy to the room when you walk in, because you have something that we all need, and that's God's love in you. Sometimes words don't even need to be spoken. That's what it's about, guys. That's what it's all about. I've had all the worldly things that you can want, and I'm most satisfied when I'm my truest self, when I'm serving, and when I'm just thankful and feeling God's joy in my heart. So, Ty, this one's for you, man.